guys, so it's Christmas Eve. I was going to film something slightly more festive than this, something along the lines of how to wear glitter, that kind of thing, because it's this time of year that we tend to gravitate towards the more sparkly things, and I hate when it ends up all over my face. If you would like to see a video like that, let me know and I'll kind of do it more of a New Year theme. But I thought what you might enjoy instead, from what I gathered on Twitter, was more of a kind of sit down, talk to you video, and some people asked for kind of best and worsts and stuff like that. So I thought I would show you my top 10 things that I discovered this year, whether they be new things that were launched this year or things that I just discovered myself, started using and loved. These are kind of the top 10. Now, when you think of an entire year, it's really difficult to kind of think all the way back to the very beginning and not miss anything out. If you guys who've been watching me really closely feel like I've missed something out, please leave me a comment and I'll kind of put some extra things in the information bar and stuff, because there's just some stuff that sometimes I think maybe I've been using for longer than I have, or maybe I've just forgotten about it completely, but I think these are the top 10 that I would recommend that I only started using this year. So first of all, and some of these are kind of placeholders for just brands in general, and this would definitely be one of them, and it's the Revolution blush palette. This is the Ultra Blush Palette in Golden Sugar, and I've been using this almost every single day. Not all of the shades, but these kind of ones in the middle. I think it's this shade that I use the most, and then I use this one almost like a highlight, and it's just beautiful. I would definitely recommend one of the blush palettes, such good value, but just in general, Makeup Revolution is one of my favourites for the year. Almost everything they bring out I love. There've definitely been the things that I'm like, they're not so great, but there really have been kind of few and far between. For the most part, I think it's amazing value for money, and the brand is just really consistently great. So Makeup Revolution had to be mentioned. Next, there's going to be a mix of budgets here. In fact, I only have maybe 3 things that are kind of higher end, so I'll get those 2 or 3 out of the way now. Laura Mercier Body and Bath Ambre Vanille Souffle Body Cream. Probably butchering something there, but basically it's this scent. It's not particularly this body cream. I probably wouldn't buy this specifically again unless I managed to get a set in sales again. But this scent is just amazing. It just smells so luxurious, and it probably is because it's a body cream, but I have top of my list right now the Eau de Toilette of this, and I think it's around £40, and all year I've wanted it since I got this in the sales last year, and for some reason I just haven't bitten the bullet and purchased it, probably because I have too much perfume. But man, I love the smell of this stuff, and it is a really nice body cream. It's very luxurious and you feel, you know, it's a treat. But when we're talking about how much it is, I probably would repurchase just the scent, because it's a scent that I love. I could do this for the entire video, I'll put this away. But this is something I would never have purchased full price, and I would just never have gone out looking for, but because it was such a good deal in the sales, I discovered something that is really, really amazing. And if you get the chance to go to a counter and smell this stuff, just specifically this scent, I cannot get enough of it. Next is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Light, and I discovered this in the summertime when I was basically trying everything I could to keep my makeup from just melting off my face. Between oil and sweat and, you know, just heat in general, my makeup just would not stay put, and I tried lots of different brands, lots of different budgets. The things that held were not great looking. They kind of looked cakey and thick and settled into pores and stuff. There are some really, really great drugstore very long wearing foundations, but when it comes to oil control, it just, my skin just seems to break them down and they don't look so great. This stuff is absolutely amazing. I've tried the full one as well, the full double wear. This is the double wear light. I prefer this one. I probably would get the double wear as well, just for as and when I might need it. But this gives such a natural coverage. You don't look like you have like a mask face. The moment I've tried the Lasting Finish from Rimmel, which I really like, but it looks quite cakey on my skin. It's very, very thick. This is not thick at all. Really blendable. It sets. Once it's set, it's there. It's not going anywhere. But it doesn't look thick or high coverage. It's just one of the best foundations I've tried, and I know that usually I don't tell you guys that anything of this value is worth your money, but I really do think that this one is. So just putting it out there. I will always have that in stock, but I am going to do some reviews on some heavy coverage or long wearing foundations from the drugstore very soon too. And the last thing that I kind of think is mid-range, high-range, whatever, is the Balm's Mary Lou Manizer. And it is their highlighter. I think they do 3 different shades of this, which is slightly different names now, but this is beautiful. Again, this is something I had on my wish list for a really long time, and the Balm actually sent me a few things, if you can see that in the light. They sent me a few things to trial from their range, and this was one of them, and to be quite honest, even if they'd only sent me this one, I would have been so happy. I'm considering getting one of the other shades because it just goes nicely, for example, if I had a tan or I was wearing a different kind of blush, or perhaps if my hair was different. Not planning on changing my hair anytime soon. I think it's nice to have those in kind of reserve. And they have some slightly warmer ones because this is a champagne-y colour. But this is just, it's so gorgeous. It's probably as fine a sheen as you're gonna get. I've still never found that one that gives me no shimmery particles whatsoever, but I kind of feel like that's totally elusive. So if you're looking for kind of the ultimate highlighter, I think this is probably it. Next I have the Beauty Blender, and this is something that came in, I believe, a Birchbox. I think it's one of the best ways to apply foundation. It's a bit of a pain because for me, I like something that I can just sit down and everything's ready, and this is like go to the sink, put water on it, you've got to get a towel. It's laborious. It's not like, oh, get a brush and do whatever. But it's kind of worth that extra effort because the difference in how your foundation looks on your skin is amazing. I mean, that Double Wear Light, I applied it with a brush first of all and hated it. I applied it with my fingers and it's fine, but it all depends on how you apply things as to how they look on your face. That Rimmel, what is it called? Rimmel Lasting Finish. That applies so much nicer with this than with anything else. Given that it's a heavy coverage foundation, it's much nicer to be kind of just stippled around the face with a sponge like this. This is one of those things that I would never have actually bought because I thought it was stupid money for, and I'm sure they all do the same thing, there's loads of different versions, but I thought it was kind of stupid money for something that was just a sponge, but believe the hype, it really is that good. Onto some makeup bits from the drugstore. In fact, I'll talk about this first of all because it's brand new and it's right on my knee with everything else. Lee Stafford's Bleach Blonde. I've spoken to death about this. I've done loads of videos where I've mentioned it. I even did a video where I put it on my hair for long enough for it to leave kind of a lavender tone. I love this stuff. So good. I've been using it for at least 6 months, at least as long as I've been this blonde. And it just keeps my blonde such a nice tone. And every time I go back to the hairdresser, she comments on what a clean blonde it is. Whatever that means. Excuse me. I think it just means to be kind of neutral and have no brassy tones in it. But when I told her about this and then it kind of left that slight purpley pink tone to my hair rather than a blue grey ash tone to my hair, she totally changed the way she started toning my hair. And so people have asked a lot how I get my hair this colour, and it's mainly down to the toner because it's just bleach highlights, that's all I have. I don't have anything special done to my hair, it's not a particular colour, it is just bleach highlights and then a toner. And my hairdresser is an absolute genius with toner. It's like science. To watch her do it, it's completely amazing. It takes her absolutely ages, and it's kind of put a little bit on and rinse it off and then put a little bit on somewhere else, and she's the most technically knowledgeable, I would say, hairdresser I've ever had. She's so young. She's so young. It's Saks in Doncaster, and my hairdresser's name is Izzy, in case you were ever in the area and wanted to go. I would highly recommend her. But that's how my hair is the colour that it is. It's the toner, it's nothing else. 3 things left, and these are probably my top 3 things from the drugstore this year. First of all, 2 of these I actually picked up in New York, and I was going to mention the CoverGirl Outlast foundation, but I thought you can't really get it here, and I don't like the Max Factor. I don't love the Max Factor equivalent, which I think is called Facefinity. It just seemed a little bit dry, so I thought I'm not going to mention that, but then I have just mentioned it. So if you can get the CoverGirl Outlast, I love that stuff. But I picked up the Instant Anti-Age Eraser, and this is the concealer, and the colour is light. Now, just another thing that you can't get here that you can get in the US, they do a brightening one, which is kind of a pink tone, very pale. I love that so much. It's really nice to put underneath your concealer, or even put underneath your eyes before you go in with your beauty blender. Another great way of using a beauty blender is if you want some kind of colour correction somewhere, you then leave that to kind of set, and then you put your foundation on top, and you're not moving that around, you're just layering it. It's just, I can't tell you enough how much I love the beauty blender, and if you watch my Get Ready With Me, you will know. But yeah, this is the concealer I've been using a lot. Apparently it was going to be discontinued, and now it is not going to be discontinued, which is fantastic because I will continue to repurchase this. I don't really care about the whole, people say that this is unhygienic because it has that sponge applicator. only my eyes. I don't really see it being an issue. I don't put it on breakouts or anything, so there's not really, you know, unless I had infected eyes, then that would be an issue. Then I don't really see it being a problem. So that was my favourite concealer of the year. Definitely this mascara, and I think I maybe only got this towards the end of the year, in the last quarter maybe. And I have tried other mascaras that I liked, but this is the one that I tried this year that really stood out to me. And it's the Volume 1 Second Mascara from Bourjois. The version I have here is the Ultra Black, but the original is just as good. It is just one of those things that I never thought I was going to like. The bristles looked too far apart. It looked like it was too thick a formula, but it separates my lashes, but it also lengthens and gives so much volume. One of the only mascaras to really impress me this year. And I have still got mascaras that I like from elsewhere, but it's nothing to do with the amount of money that you pay. It's all about the brush. The formula is good. The formula means that, you know, it'll stay on, it'll hold a curl, it'll not flake, but the brush is the big thing. I've had mascaras that haven't worked for me and I've ended up sticking another brush in them, and then they work fine. And it's all about the brush, and this one works really, really well for me. So I would have to mention that. And then finally, in fact, I have another thing that I've just noticed fell on the floor. I actually have 2 things left. Exciting times. Can you believe I almost forgot to mention this? This was, gosh, for the first at least 6 months of the year, and I've mentioned it since, this was all I would talk about. If you watched me then, you were probably sick to death of hearing about the Revlon matte balms. I even did a whole video on the Revlon matte balms, but this particular colour in Unapologetic was my jam this year. Let's see how much of it I've got left. Quite a lot, actually. It lasts. There you go. I've still got quite a lot left, but oh man, I love this stuff so much. This particular colour, it reminds me a lot of the MAC Toxic Tail, which apparently is coming back with the Reds collection soon. But it was a limited edition that came out with the Venomous Villains collection, gosh, 2010, I think. Just a really gorgeous, almost neon, corally, pinky red, such an unusual shade. The first time I tried this on, I was like, this is it. This is like the most amazing colour, and it reminds me so much of that, but the formula feels so nice. It's so balmy, but it looks matte. These are just one of my favourite lip products from this year, but this particular colour. I know they're not for everyone. Some people hate them. Some people hate matte lipsticks in general, but if you like matte lips, you like the texture, you like the finish, you will love these. You just will. And finally, this kind of represents an entire range, and I'm really struggling to remember whether this was this year, because I feel like I've been talking about these forever, but I think it was this year that I discovered the China Glaze Sunsational collection, and I think I have quite a lot of them. Gosh, was it this year or was it last summer? I don't remember, but let's just say it was this year for the sake of this video. The colour that I have here is Son of a Peach, and it's the one that I bought first. It was the one that started my love affair with these faded neon, or bleached neon I think is the term, shades from China Glaze. They look so vibrant. They're so quick to dry. They're very satin. I definitely need a glossy / feet top coat on top to give me the finish that I like. These are just some of my absolute favourite nail polishes of the year. If someone just took away all the rest of my nail polish, and that would be a job, you'd probably need a van. But if you took away every other nail polish and just left me the China Glaze Sunsational nail polishes, I'd probably be cool with it, because they are just that good. And I will leave you the link below. I'll leave links for everything, but I'll leave you the link below to where I buy it, because I get it from Nail Polish Direct, and I think it's around $3.50, $3.99. Not expensive at all. I always thought China Glaze was kind of a professional product, really expensive. Really, really not if you get it from the right place. It's kind of Barry M prices. The Barry M jelly things, I think, $3.99. So really not too expensive at all when you compare. And it is a relatively professional brand, so I love these, and I think that's it. I think that's all of the 10. I will do a follow-up of kind of other things that I discovered this year, other like bloggers, YouTubers, maybe non-beauty things. If you're interested in that, then I might do that over on my other channel, but let me know, and let me know whether you'd like a video on glitter, because I probably do that too. But I hope that you guys have had a great Christmas. I hope you're looking forward to Christmas Day. If you're watching this afterwards, I hope you're enjoying / have enjoyed the sales, as I intend to. And I will be doing a bit of a budget series in the new year, because I'm going to be budgeting for a special birthday present for myself, and also for some spending money for a holiday. So I think I'm going to do kind of some shop your stash and that kind of thing videos in the new year, so look out for those. And I will see you guys on Friday with a winter skincare video.